Hi, my name's Bill MacPhee. Welcome to the Bright Future program. A little bit about the Bright Future program I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, but I want to give you an introduction of myself. When I was 24 years old in 1987, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I was hospitalized 6 different times, I lived in 3 different group homes, and I had a suicide attempt. I was very, very ill. However, I spent 5 years on the couch dealing with negative symptoms of schizophrenia, and I was very, very ill. I can remember thinking, if things don't change, they're going to stay the same. I thought that 5 years was going to turn into 7 years, 7 years into 10 years, and I was scared to death by that. And a lot of people are actually go through that stage. Well, I got hope for you today because what I'm talking about is the Bright Future program. And what that means is that I'm basically consider myself a recovery expert. And my definition of recovery, and there's a lot of definitions out there, but my definition of recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else but who you are today. And that not only goes for people with mental illness, but the general population as well. I have here a document that was done on July 5th, 1988 from my psychiatrist. And I just want to read you a little bit of this. This was sent to the Income Security Program to the Health Canada. And basically says, as you can see from the relapsing nature of his illness, with bouts of psychosis occurring with little specific stress, that he is in very fragile mental health. With treatment, he has experienced dissolution of his flagrant psychotic symptoms, but he has never completely recovered his mental stamina. And he remains a man lacking in drive, energy, confidence, and the ability to concentrate and apply himself to tasks as he was able to do in the past. I think that the long-term prognosis here must be deemed rather poor, and at this time I would consider him to be totally disabled from any type of work and to remain so disabled for the foreseeable future. And I got to tell you today I'm married. I have 3 children. I publish SZ Magazine in Canada and SZ Magazine in the US that brings people hope, understanding, education, and basically a support group on paper. At this time, I'd like to talk a little bit about the cottages at Mountain Creek. And before I do that, I want to just let you know that as a publisher of SZ Magazine and SZ Magazine, I do a lot of public speaking. And a couple of years ago, I was doing a speaking engagement in Atlanta, Georgia, where I met Carol Reynolds, who organized the conference, and Carol was the owner of the Cottages of Mountain Creek. And I was very interested in their program, where I just thought that she was a fantastic lady. And what she did is she bought a whole dead-end street that she lived on with houses that were for sale, and she created a organization called Cottages at Mountain Creek. Now, what the cottages are is basically they treat people 18 years older and above, people who have schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar disorder, major depression, and OCD. And I talked to Carol and I said, you know, Carol, I have this philosophy of recovery in that. If you need any help with any of your clients or so, I'd be more than happy to help you out. And Carol took advantage of that, and basically through that we've come to partner with Cottages of Mountain Creek, where we're going to do the Bright Future program, where basically I will give time for each client that they have who's doing rehabilitation with their staff and psychiatrists on board. But then what I do is I'll come on and I will have 45 minutes every 2 weeks with a person in the program to talk about recovery and my philosophy and kind of like a coach for them. Now, a little bit about Cottages of Mountain Creek again is that the goal is to reintegration, to get people reintegrated into the computer, vocational rehab. while working towards goals allowing residents to achieve self-reliance and self-esteem and self-worth, everything that the Bright Future is about. And I just want to let you know that the Cottages on Mountain Creek is accredited by a joint commission as a behavior health care facility, and it is licensed by the state of Georgia, and as well families and the community. So that's a little bit about my relationship with the Bright Future program and the Cottages of Mountain Creek, where I exclusively counsel for their clients. However, though, this DVD series of the Bright Future program is available to anybody who wants to purchase it. However, the counseling that goes with it will go through Mountain Creek with their rehabilitation team and my guidance and counseling with the clients every 2 weeks for 45 minutes. So I encourage you to contact Cottages of Mountain Creek, and we'll bring that information up in a bit. Right now I want to talk to you now about what the Bright Future program is all about. Basically, the Bright Future program has pillars to it. It has 6 pillars of rehabilitation or of recovery. So once again, my definition of recovery is when you wouldn't want to be anybody else but who you are today. And in order to do that, in order to get to that stage, there's 6 pillars of recovery. And those 6 pillars starts out with the first one being spirituality. The second one is health, your physical health and mental health. The third one is relationships. The fourth pillar is family and extended family. The fifth one is finances. And the last one is our careers or our vocation or volunteering. Now I want to give you the goal of each one of those pillars. Basically, the spirituality goal is that what I want to try to do is to give you hope. And by giving hope, we have to realize that there is a God, and that basically God is on your side and wants you to succeed. He's for you and not against you. And that's the very first principle of the Bright Future program, is recognizing that there's a higher power that wants you to succeed, and that will give you that hope. Now, with relationships or the mental health and physical health, the goal is to live as long as possible and as healthy as possible. And that's very important. That's the goal. And in order to do that, we have to have physical health as well as our mental health. And so pillar 2 goes into that area there. Pillar 3, relationships, is basically all about relationships, whether it be with our workers, with our people, our friends, our neighbors. And the goal in relationships is to bring out the best in people. And that's what we want to do. We want to learn for ourselves, and we want to be able to have conversations and to bring out the best in people. The fourth pillar is family. And when I talk about family, it's not only just our immediate family, but it can be our extended family. People who we accept as brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, or just people who are our friends, but they feel like our family. And the goal in family is to create a sense of belonging. That's the goal. And and you know what? That's a no-brainer, because I gotta tell you, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to feel that they belong. I have one of my children is Hannah, who's 9 years old, and my niece Kenyella is 4. And when she comes over for the kids to babysit her, if my kids are playing in the corner or playing a game or something, Kenyella doesn't wander off and go in herself by herself to a corner. What she does is she wants to be playing with Hannah and my other son Dwight, and that's because there's a need of belonging. She has a need to want to belong to her peers and to her cousins and what's going on there. So that's what we need to do as well with family. We need to create that sense of belonging. And with mental illness, a lot of times our sense of belonging is shattered because of our illness and maybe things we've done in the past, but that's one of the pillars. The other pillar is finances. And the goal in finances is that we should all want to get out of debt and build wealth. And so the Bright Future program talks about how to do that and budgeting and different things for people at different levels. Now the last part of the Bright Future program is the sixth pillar, which is our career or our job or volunteering, whatever we do. And what that is, what's important there is that we want to have passion. We want to do something that we love and that we have passion for, and that's the goal. And it doesn't matter if it's something that is a paid job or just something you enjoy doing as a vocation, or volunteering. But it's very important that we have passion for it and understand ourselves and understand our gifts and our talents to help us to get into that position. So basically, the Bright Future program is a recovery program with the goal of not wanting to be anybody else but who you are. And these 6 pillars basically bring it all together and help you with the training. And if you are part of Cottages at Mountain Creek, then what happens is that we work with their social workers, with their psychiatrists, with myself, with that goal for you. So this is a little introduction of the Bright Future program and myself, and I want you to stick around, and we have a series of 7 videos on this program that I hope you enjoy and benefit greatly from. Thank you very much.